Hi. Before I lure you into Rogue River, which is a beautiful place in this world, I think, I would like to suggest to you, if you are 45 or younger, do you want to start a new business, you have a family and children, maybe you want to live somewhere else besides the United States and get paid to do so. So I have a list and I'm going to guide you around this globe to see maybe where you could possibly be and get paid for it, or at least get help to get started. So let's get fire up Google Earth and we'll see what we can find. So we are here, or at least I am here in Rogue River, which is just beautiful. You just slip over to the ocean in a couple hours, or you slip over to the high desert, and there's a little population area. See how small that is? That is Medford and surrounding areas, and I am up here in Rogue River. And up here are all the people in Oregon: Corvallis, Salem, Portland, Eugene, and Bend. And the rest is pretty much empty. It's a forest and deer and bear and what have you. So at any rate, let's go relocate. Let's go to, let me see here, Saskatchewan. They have an incentive. Where's Saskatchewan? That's up here. Regina. That's Winnipeg, we're too far. Here's Regina. So this is Saskatchewan. All of these, of course the main city is Regina, but all of Saskatchewan offers an incentive to relocate. Down here is all grassland, up there is all forest, and wild and woolly permafrost. Yeah, but if that appeals to you, lots of lakes. It's beautiful. So let's see. They have an incentive, and that is Saskatchewan. They give you $15,000 in tax incentive, in tax returns, if you graduated from an approved institution, and you will maintain residency for at least 10 years. So I don't know if that's worth $15,000, but it's well, it's worth take a look. At least they speak English up there, and it's of course very nice. Get some warm clothes. Or we can go to South America. No, that's way down here, isn't it? Let's find Chile. Chile has something going. And there you can, of course, they speak Spanish down there. So let's see, Chile. There it is. It stretches along the coast here. It's very long. And it gives you grants for various stages of startup. If you have a startup company. So if you're just building it, they give you about $14,000 and a working space where you can launch your business. And then if you want to expand your business, they give you $30,000 equity free, so you don't have to secure that loan, and then an additional $30,000 to extend it. And if you have already a thriving business, then they can give you up to $80,000 and to build a better community. And that is Chile, which is a very beautiful country, and the people are very friendly. At least that's what I heard. So here's the rest of South America. It's a big world. I have some friends that are in Colombia, and some friends in Ecuador, and they really like living there. Of course, I have some people living in Brazil too. They'll love it down there, but they don't have incentives to move there, I don't think. But of course, you can always check. So now we are leaving the Americas and shuttle on over to Europe. So here is my hangout, good old Germany. They don't have any incentives, but Switzerland does. Oh, where did Switzerland go? It's right in here. They're not telling you where it is, are they? Let's find the little city. There is a city, it's called Albinen. I would pronounce it Albinen, but you probably pronounce it Albinen. Switzerland. Now that's a really great place to be. It's in the Alps, and make it look so big. It's not. It's a little town, and it's close to Lausanne. And then, of course, a hop, skip, and a jump, and you're in Italy. There's Albinen. So anyway, they give you $25,000 per adult and $10,000 per child if you're under 45, and you have to buy a house that needs to be worth $225,000 or better, and you have to stay there for 10 years. Let me see, I think maybe our map will be better for that, so you know exactly where it is. Yeah, that's my office. That doesn't count. Come on. Albinen, Switzerland. There. So it's a pretty big area from the map. All of Switzerland is not that big. It takes 15 minutes and you're through the whole thing. Let's see. So here is Lausanne, which is a beautiful city right on that lake, and there's Geneva right there, and Albinen is this little spot right there, and then this is the border to Italy here, and this is Lombardy, the area. There's Milan, that's a huge area, of course, and Lake Como, that's so pretty, and Lugano, that's a really pretty area there. So anyway, so that's a possibility. Of course, in Europe most people know how to speak English, and it's and you'll catch on when you're there. All right, now back to Google Earth. Yeah, those are the Alps, so they're pretty impressive mountain range, that's for sure. And there's those are the population areas there. There you have it, Geneva, and then you go down to Italy, Milan. What a beautiful area. Okay, now here in Italy they have several incentives going. Tuscany, that's up here, that's also very, very pretty area, and they give you, let's see, what do they have to offer? Where is that? Tuscany, here they give you $30,000 in renovation funds if you move in one of their little towns there. Do you really like it there? It's a beautiful area, and it's the northern Italy that's used to be part of Germany a long time ago, and it's a very rich area and very beautiful architecture and rich provinces with a lot of fruits and food is grown up there. It's very nice, and the farther south you go in Italy, the poorer it gets, especially inland. So there have some incentives for the islands. On the mainland of Italy, there is a town called Candela. Candela. It's right there among all those fields. And they give you $900 if you're single, or a little over $2,000 if you have a family. If you make it your permanent residence, have a job, and you invest in a house that was built before 1991. So that is right smack in the middle of Italy. Where are we? Aha. Right there. Yeah, that's not too far from Naples. Of course, it's only an hour to the beach and 2 hours to Naples. That's quite nice. So let's go look at this town in Tuscany. Tuscany. I just love Tuscany. My mom always went there for vacation and left me in Berlin when I was little. So let's see. Tuscany gives you $30,000 in renovation funds if you move into one of their towns there. So it's a whole area. They have the Dolomites there, that those beautiful mountains that are all jaggedy and raggedy. Let's see, Tuscany. Tuscany, Italy. All right, let's get there. Let's see up here in the north. That is, yeah. What a beautiful area. You need to Google that just to look at it. I mean, $32,000 probably goes a long ways in Italy to renovate a little house in any of their little rural towns. Pretty cool. So Sicily is that little football here. The boot is kicking. And there you can buy a home for $1 or €1, and you have to renovate it and make it look good within 3 years. And you need to spend at least $20,000, and you have to provide a $6,000 deposit, which they give you back when they have this home completed and it looks good. So that's Sicily, and then here is Sardinia, and they give you $16,200 if you move into the rural area and renovate a home. And you need to move there into a town that has less than 3,000 residents and lives there full time. And you have to make it your permanent residence within 18 months. So that's Sardinia. Well, it might be worth it. You live in the Mediterranean. I mean, that's pretty hard to beat down there. Very pretty. And you're away from all the funny things that are going on otherwise in the world. And then here is, one of these little countries is Croatia, this one here. And Croatia also has a, let's see, they have something, there goes, in Legrad. Legrad is right here in the middle. And you have to be under 45, got to be married or have a partner, and they'll sell your home for just a few pennies and to attract to new residents. And you have to have a clean record and not own property anywhere else. And then they give you financial support to redo that. Let's see what it looks like. So one town there mentioned was Legrad. Let's see. Legrad in Croatia. Maybe they'll show us a picture. Croatia is also a very beautiful country. It's right there on the Mediterranean. Here's Legrad. Now let's zoom out a little bit. Dum 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 dum. Well, it looks like it's quite a ways from the ocean, isn't it? There's the ocean. So this is all Croatia, and Legrad is part of it. Of course, Budapest is up there, so that's a little ways. But then Zagreb, of course, is a big city there. But Croatia, the people are very friendly there and very nice, and all these highlighted areas, those are the population centers. So Legrad is a little bit out in the country, but that's a nice place. Austria is here to the north, and of course that is really nice. And there's Liechtenstein, and then there was that little city here in there's Milan, so there's Switzerland is in here. There's that other little city that had an incentive to move there. Well, you'll be in good hands there in Europe. Very pretty area. And I think, is there one more? Oh, there's Spain, if you want to go to Spain. Let's see. Let's move out of this area a little bit. Spain is farther to the west. And there it is. Here is Spain, and here up north there is a little town. It's called Ponga. Let's see if they will show us where that is. Ponga in Spain. But I don't think that's the only town who gives you incentives. But they give young couples, again, you have to stay for 5 years, and they give you $3,000 for each child, and $3,000 for you as a couple. There's Ponga. Spain. There we go. Of course, if you want to brush up on your Spanish, that'll be the way to go. It's not too far from the ocean there. There we go. It's in the northern part. Of course, here on the left, that's Portugal. And so the population centers are over here along the coast, of course. This is a little bit farther inland. Got plenty of privacy over there. But Spain is a friendly country. A good place to be also. A lot of retirees from Germany, they all go to Spain. Ponga. All right. So let's see what else we got. So if you would like to go to Asia, South Korea, and Vietnam and Thailand, they are looking for teachers, probably language teachers. So if you want to go there, they'll have a pretty good deal for you. It's very low cost of living there, and if you're a citizen of Europe or the United States, they'll take you with a hand kiss, as they say. So while we are over here in this neck of the woods for the globe, rather, we can go down under to New Zealand. There's Australia. They're not paying anybody to show up over there. Come on, globe, move. And okay, where did New Zealand go? It's right there. Let's see. Kaitangata. We need to find Kaitangata in New Zealand. It's on the southern part of New Zealand. There it is. Okay. And they offer affordable land and housing packages for $165,000 to boost the population. Of course, it's great to go hiking there. It's a beautiful New Zealand. It's just gorgeous. They have such a different landscape over there. It's just amazing. And then, of course, you can hop, skip, and a jump here in Australia. So it's here way in the southern part of New Zealand. Yeah, if you move out, this is way down there by the coast. There's New Zealand, and then of course there's Australia over there. So, yeah, good deal. That will get you out of the doldrums. So while we are in the southern hemisphere, we might as well slip over to Mauritius, which is right next door to Madagascar. It's in here. Let's see if we can zoom in. Mauritius. It's a small island. Come on, you. Mauritius. There used to be a very famous postage stamp from Mauritius was worth a fortune. So there it is. It's a small island. there it is. But they offer $440 for startups if you have a viable business idea. And they have good weather, they say, a thriving economy, high quality schools, and free health care. Doesn't look like it just from that rock, but you can do some research. That might be something of interest. And so of course it's off of Madagascar, and Madagascar is off of Africa. And oh, we forgot something in Europe. Let's go slip on back to Europe. And what did I forget? Let's see. Saskatchewan, Croatia, Greece. Oh, a little island in Greece, in the Mediterranean, right in there. It's called Antikythera. Let's type that into the search and find it in Greece. Let's see. Here we are. Antikythera. There it is. Well, it's an island. What can you expect? So they're looking for skilled workers and families with 3 or more children, and they give you $550 a month, and they give you free accommodation and free food to relocate. Antikythera in Greece. And let's zoom out so we don't get lost, so we know where we are. Land. It has Greece to the north. There we go. Getting back to civilization. Oh, Africa is so big. So here we are. And yeah, so that concludes our tour, I think, for today, for those countries who have an incentive to relocate, if you are so inclined. If you don't want to relocate, come to Oregon and I'll find you a nice home.